Here's where the royal family gets their money and how the money is split among family members. You may remember that Harry and Meghan made headlines in early 2020 when they announced their plans to step down from their roles as part of the royal family. This came as quite a shock to all of us and got us wondering what's really behind their decision. Could it be that the royal lifestyle simply didn't suit Meghan? Does she simply want to get as far away as possible from a toxic grandmother-in-law? Or is it something else? What's more, it also got us wondering how they plan to make the income needed to maintain their current lifestyle. After all, living like royalty means spending a lot of money on travel and on maintaining their expensive estates, and they're not exactly living in a shack, as we all know. Join us in today's video as we explore the intricacies of how the royal family makes its millions, how it's split among its members, and how Harry and Meghan stand after renouncing their royal titles. The answers to these questions will blow you away, but before they do, make sure to subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and hit the bell icon for more upcoming videos. Where does the royal family's wealth come from? To understand what's behind the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's decision, we need to explore the royal family's relationship with money, how they make it, and how they split it among themselves. First of all, by law, there are only two income streams for the Queen and her family. One is a private source of wealth, and the other comes from the British government. Let's take a closer look at both of them. Number 1. The Privy Purse. The royal family's first income stream comes from private wealth, or in other words, money and things they own personally, regardless of what title they hold and regardless of abdicating those titles or not. Coined the Privy Purse, this income is anything but subtle, as you'll soon find out. It's divided into two types of wealth, inherited wealth and the duchies. Now, inherited wealth is just what its name suggests, a bunch of family money and properties passed down from one generation to the next. The Queen's personal inherited wealth dates back from the 1800s, when Queen Victoria started purchasing parcels of land, palaces, and huge estates. Included in Queen Elizabeth's Privy Purse are also many collections of works of art, classic furniture, and jewels that bulk up her net worth quite a bit. William and Harry, on their part, also have their own inherited wealth from their mother, the late Princess Diana, which totaled over $17 million, and every other member of the royal family has their own set of heirlooms as well, but the Queen's is by far the largest. But do you think that the royal family makes money just by keeping a bunch of jewels locked up in a safety deposit box somewhere, or by showing them off as tourist attractions? No. That may provide some income, but it's in real estate where the real money lies. Keep watching to learn how they make it work. In come the duchies. So the Queen inherited a bunch of money and properties, but her main stream of income doesn't come from her personal belongings. It comes from a group of many properties amassed throughout the centuries by one monarch and the next by way of marriage, inheritance, gift, or confiscation. Those properties currently belong to the Crown, and by Crown we don't mean Queen Elizabeth herself, but whoever is currently donning it. Most of these land and properties are income producing and are grouped into two big portfolios of land known as the duchies, the Duchy of Lancaster and the Duchy of Cornwall. You won't believe just how valuable these duchies are and how much revenue they produce. The Duchy of Lancaster. This portfolio includes close to 100,000 hectares of productive land and properties, 9 castles and historic properties, including Lancaster Castle from where it gets the name, and 5 blocks of commercial real estate in downtown London. The latter are the ones that produce the most revenue. How much does this portfolio rake in? In 2019 alone, the Duchy of Lancaster grossed a total of $27 million, all of which went straight to the Queen's purse to use as she pleases. Talk about pocket change. The Duchy of Cornwall. Most of the earnings from the second portfolio of properties, the Duchy of Cornwall, goes to the heir to the throne, Prince Charles, and a part of it goes to his 2 sons, William and Harry. This portfolio performed even better than the Queen's, grossing $28.1 million in 2019. Out of this lump sum, William and Harry got almost $7 million, leaving Prince Charles a hefty $20 million to enjoy. Not bad at all, Charlie, my boy. Number 2. The Sovereign Grant, aka taxpayers' money. In the 18th century, there were 4 German kings, called the Georges, who dilapidated their wealth and lost all their money. George III then cut a deal with the government surrendering ownership to all of the king's private lands, worth today around $19 billion, in return for a set amount of income. In other words, henceforth, the British taxpayers would fund the royal lifestyle from the income produced by that collection of properties, which came to be known as the Crown Estate. This income is known as the Sovereign Grant, and since 2017, it amounts to 25% of the Crown Estate's profits from the 2 years prior. In other words, this means that in 2020, the royal family will receive 25% of the surplus income from 2018. This funding is provided to support the official duties of the Queen and maintain the occupied royal palaces. How much is this costing the British people? In 2018 to 2019, the grant reached over $105 million. That's over twice the combined income they got from the duchies. The problem with the sovereign grant money is that it comes from taxpayers, so it also comes with strings attached. And here lies the real reason why Meghan and Harry are stepping down from royal life. But you'll have to watch to the very end to understand why. How much is Queen Elizabeth worth? So now that you have a clearer picture, you're probably wondering, how much does the Queen really have under her hat? The Sunday Times estimated the Queen's net worth to be $443 million in 2016, and the Wall Street Journal estimated it at $462 million by May 2020. So we could say that she's a half-billionaire. Or almost anyway. Oh, and let's not forget that small, unimportant fact that, until very recently, all that wealth was tax-free according to the laws of the land. Good for you, George. What a deal. The Queen may not be a billionaire, but let's be honest, $500 million is not a meager sum, and it's safe to say that Her Majesty has more than enough to see her final years through comfortably. But what about Harry and Meghan? How much are Harry and Meghan worth? Well, they're not exactly on the street either, although not nearly as comfy as Graham's. Meghan's successful acting career on TV grossed her an estimated $5 million. Together with Harry's inheritance from his mother and the income he has received from the Duchy of Cornwall, they amass an impressive $30 million. But we'd be fools to believe that this amount of money is enough to carry on living like they do without the financial support of the monarchy. Or is it? Will they be able to get by all right? How much income did Harry and Meghan get from the crown before stepping down? Thanks to their royal status as Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan were entitled to receive income from both the Duchy of Cornwall and from the Sovereign Grant. By law, only 5% of their income can come from the Sovereign Grant, and the other 95% comes from the Duchy. So let's do the math. If we assume that Prince William and Prince Harry got equal shares of the income from the Duchy of Cornwall in 2019, they would have gotten around $3.3 million each. Since that's 95% of their income, that would mean that they would have received a little over $170,000 from the Sovereign Grant that year, totaling about $3.5 million. With this, we're all ready to unravel the mystery, the real reason why the Sussex couple left Buckingham Palace. What exactly did they give up in early 2020 and why? Many people think that stepping down was some sort of act of self-consciousness, wanting to make their own way in life like common hardworking citizens. The truth of the matter is that being an active member of the royal family and receiving the Sovereign Grant comes with a caveat, since it forbids a royal to receive any other form of income that doesn't come from the duchies or the Crown Estate. In other words, they can't work and receive payment of any kind if they're receiving taxpayer money. All they can do is smile for the cameras, have big expensive weddings, and give birth to pretty little baby heirs. What the couple renounced was only that 5% of income, but they'll still receive the big chunk of money from the Duchy of Cornwall. The catch is that by declining the sovereign grant, they removed the shackles that prevented Meghan from continuing with her successful acting career and Harry from receiving income from other sources. They are now free to exploit their joint royal/Hollywood brand that would end up being worth hundreds of millions of dollars if they get it right. To get an idea of just how valuable the Sussex brand is, Insider estimates that Harry and Meghan could be lined up to around $60 million in advance for book rights alone, just like Barack and Michelle Obama did for the rights to their memoirs after he left office. That's one hell of a lot more than they were ever likely to get from the crown. So, as you can see, Harry and Meghan didn't really give up anything. They got their financial freedom, allowing them to make more money now than they were set to as royals, avoiding countless boring official engagements while they were at it. What would you have done if you were in Harry or Meghan's shoes? Would you have stepped back too, or would you have continued living an all-expenses-paid luxury lifestyle like so many before them? Leave your answer in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit the notifications bell after you subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching!